Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to another episode of the Edmonton Oilers Be a GM. When I left you guys off, we were still talking about the goaltending situation in Edmonton. We have a couple of really solid backup goalies, you know, the guys that are on the cusp, Scrivens and Harding. And I told you we'd either rock the duo of Scrivens and Harding all year long, or we would trade them in a package deal for a guy like John Gibson. Now, before we make that trade, and a lot of you guys really like John Gibson, you've been supporting him the whole time, even, you know, when Reimer was the only option available to us. If we were to do the same kind of thing and take a look at upcoming free agents and look at goalies, you've got Ryan Miller coming up. He's only 86 overall. Al Montoya. You know, you're waiting again for guys that are just not there. You know, Darcy Kuemper, he's the only guy that's actually got any potential, and Martin Jones, and they're 26 years old. So, you know, there's not much coming, even if we waited. So I think now's the time to act. If we go to, trade negotiations. I want to look at the trading block and see if there's somebody around John Gibson's value that we could pick up. Maybe another option. Oops, not trade negotiation, trade block. All right, we're looking for any goalie. And we want that minimum potential range to be 4.5 stars and medium and high. Sure, because I don't think there's any high-rated goalies. So you can see actually John Gibson and Jake Smith are the two highest. Jake Smith, 4.5 stars, 80 overall, has the same value. Do we want to set ourselves back? No. We'd rather be pushing forward. I think that John Gibson would be our best option out of those two guys. Now, if we check... You know what? If we check... actually, I'm going to clear it. Hold on. Let's clear... Oh, shit. Goalies. We're going to look for a goalie. Any goalie. And we'll just search it, okay? And then we'll go by best overall. So, you can see Jonathan Quick is the highest overall. He is 30 years old. And in terms of value, where's Gibson? Let's go by value, actually. And we'll take a look, see what's similar to Gibson, what we might be able to get. Gibson's going to be way down here. Oh, where are you? Where are you, Gibson? There you are. So he's similar value to Jake Smith. We knew that. Corey Crawford, who's 88 overall. These are all guys that are maxed out, you know. He's a little bit less than Henrik Lundqvist, less than Rene, way less than Price, and way less than Jonathan Quick. And even Sergei Bobrovsky has the highest value, which is probably because of his salary. I don't know what it is. Let's take a look at salaries. No, this is the highest. What the hell? Jonathan Quick is the best value. Marc-Andre Fleury actually has the best value, 90 overall. How did he jump? Wasn't he an 86 overall? He jumped up to a 90. My goodness, so goalies can still jump even out of their prime. And he's 5 stars in every category now. But John Gibson, in terms of everything, I think is our best option at this point. No one else below him is the right age. Well, I guess Jake Smith. But no one else below him really has any kind of potential. You've got Timpano, Troy Timpano, but we could usually pick him up for like a David Perron if we wanted to get him. You've got Ned Klivic. These are all guys that are... Oh, you've got Jake Flynn. He's 76 overall. He's pretty good value, too. Jake Vicali. Yeah, you get down here into the bowels. The bowels, as we say. Richard, he's 67 overall. There's a lot of guys down here. But I think that John Gibson is definitely the option. I think I'm going to offer that up. Let's see what we can do with Anaheim. But first, I think because they're our rival, we need to increase our reputation. Now, I don't know if we can do this because we haven't been able to do it in the past. No, it's a bit off in value, so we can't even do that. Now, what if we just traded a 7th for one of our young guys that they want? Where's Skater's matching block? There's not many. Travis Iwanek. And they can't even make that trade. So what if they gave us a 7th and 7th and a 6th? No, we'd have more than 40. Oh yeah, they can't. It's got to be a player. So let's clear. We can try it. We can try it. We'll see what happens. I don't know that we're going to be able to make this trade because they don't want to trade with us. We can't do that glitch anymore. All goalies. We'll try it out. We'll see what happens here. I told you this was going to be a pain in the butt. All right, and then we need a first. We may have to throw in an extra pick to make this go through, guys, to be completely honest. All right, so 2022 first. And we need 2021 second. And we're going to be taking back Igor Bobkov. Goalies. Igor Bobkov. Okay, I don't know if this will go through. Like I said, we're rivals with them. They can't hate us much more. And the value is like pretty much balls on at that point. These two guys combine to about the T. And then these two guys combine to about the E. So you combine the T with that. It's hard to say if we'll get there. It's really hard to say. We can give it a shot. We'll see what happens here. So Harding, Scrivens, a first from 22, and a second from 21 for Gibson and Bobkov. Will it go? It won't. No. I think I got to throw in one more second-round pick here to make it go through. If this doesn't work, then we're going to have to explore other options and may just have to rock what we got. All right, let's throw in... Is there anything we got a third for that we don't... Okay, let's try the 2022 second. This is about as far as I'm going to extend. Oh, man, I hope this goes through. Will it go? And it will. There you go. On behalf of the Anaheim Duck organization, I accept your trade offer, and we'll see you out on the ice. Did we overextend? Absolutely. Did we pick up what we needed, though? Absolutely. So let's go to coaching options, edit lines. We'll do best lines here. All right, this is exactly how we want it. We'll rock it like this. We did want to pick up a fourth-line player, though. Okay, so we like that. And we like that. All right. Oh, wait, no. Hall and Ebbs need to switch. Four-man, yep. Yep, that's fine. Oh, we just need to pick up the fourth. We need to pick up some fourth-line grinder. So I'm going to go see if I can find a fourth-line player that has that kind of defensive category that we're looking for. I don't need him to do anything else but shut things down, you know? So let's go trade negotiation. Let's take a look at the block. We didn't get to look at it last time. Goalies. Actually, we do best what they want. We don't need a goal. Do we really need a goalie starter? Do we? Okay. I'm looking for a forward. Any forward? I'm looking for a fourth-line forward with good defense. I want 4.5 star. I don't know if I'm going to get 4.5 star out of a fourth-line player, but we'll see. No, there's nothing. What about 4-star? We might at least get 4-star. There's 3 players. Scott Lawton, who's 3.5 yellow stars, and he's getting better. He's got good face-offs, really good defensively. Eric Nystrom's another one, a grinder, 79 overall. He may be our man. He's got 70 face-offs, so he'd be a decent option for us. He could actually play center, Eric Nystrom. So Nystrom might be our man. Now, let me take a look. I don't necessarily need a fourth-line player, but let's take a look at a third-line player that might have low value. There's going to be a couple out there, like Jay McClement. There you go. Is good face-offs. This guy can step in. Is there anybody this third line then that's got 4.5? Let's see. Darren Helm. Oh, we've got Darren Helm. He's a third-line player. I can't believe they got him as a third, because what's his cap hit? A 2.3. He's pretty low on the cap hit. That might be why they're not playing well on that second line. We may have to address that. Zach Smith. What are the cap hits here? We got a 1.8 on Zach Smith. And he's got really good defense. Maxed out. You know, let's see what we can get. Let's see what we can trade for Smith. They don't want to get rid of him. We got to do this before we get into the season, though. And what about trade value here? Steve Downey. Boy. Okay. I would almost trade Brad Boys away. He's in excess. Brad Boys. And we could trade away. Well, we need to give somebody else that's got decent value. Like one of these guys. What's Lanu? Lanu. He's 3.5 yellow. And Ulrich. He's 3.5 yellow as well. Yeah. Grinder. Josephson. He's 3.5 red. Okay, let's throw Josephson on there. Okay, Boys and Josephson might actually level out to Zach Smith. You know, what if I gave them... I might have to give them a pick. They don't want any picks. What about skaters matching their block? Let's look at that. Could they take a Mraz? No, too many players. All right, let's try this. Let's see if this goes through. Let's just see. We got a neutral relationship with Ottawa. It might go through. Third line scoring forward. Third line checker. Will it go? No. We're off a little bit. So let's just throw a pick on there to see if it might work. Throw a third from that year. All right, Edmonton's third. Well, this should go. And there you go. Okay, so we pick up we've got some better depth at center. Now, I would like to maybe pick up Eric Nystrom. Fourth line forward. Fourth line forward. There you go. Where's Eric Nystrom? He's going to be worth pretty much nothing. They don't want to get rid of him, but 2.5 million. That's why how many years does he have left in that stupid contract? 1 year. We can handle 1 year with Eric Nystrom making that kind of money. All right. And players, let's see who's matching their block. It's easier to make the trade that way. One of these guys, like Travis Iwanek. There you go. Straight across. Iwanek for Nystrom. Well, it might not. We might need to give him something else, but we'll see. Will it go? It won't. Okay, we'll give you a pick. We'll give you like a 7th round pick or something like that. I'll give you a 6th, because there you go. That should go. Wow. Okay, a 5th? Okay. A 4th? Oh my god. A 4th and a 7th. Oh my god. Now we're considered rivals because we made too many crappy trades. You know what? I'd rather have Horak just play a wing on that point. Jesus. That's a piss off right there that did not go through. That's so stupid. Man, oh man. Okay, coaching. Edit lines. Let's do best lines and see what it does now. Alright, Zach Smith and Horak, sure. I can put these. That's 4 stars and a 4.5 star guy that's there. And then Roman Horak, you're a depth guy. Just don't hurt anybody, okay? Just behave yourself on the wing. And this should be good. We just got to switch Hall and Eberle around. Okay. That's fine there. And I need to go to strategies. I want to make sure my power play is set as Umbrella. Yeah, it is Umbrella. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we want. Alrighty. I think that we are ready to start now at this point. I need to do my scouting. GM options. Scouting. Scout assignment. Alright, let's see here. You can usually tell right off the bat. We don't really need anybody else anymore. Hey, we got, like, everywhere. Maybe some defense. So let's see if anybody in the world has good we should start in the OHL. Or the WHL. Nobody. Nobody in the OHL. Oh, wait, hold on. It's not sorted anymore. There you go. So the top 5 in the O. Top 5 and top 10 in the Q. It might be the Q to start. Top 10 in the United States. You know what? I'm going to start with the Q. Yeah, the Q's got a top 5 and a top 10. So we'll scout there for a month to get a better idea of what's going on. Can we do any... Because we made some trades. Can we do any GM tracker crap? No, still not quite there. Okay, so let's get through the preseason here. Let me just go back to coaching options really, really quick. I want to make sure my goaltenders are set up. It should be Tokarski and Gibson, and it is. Take a look in the minor system. This is where Draisaitl's going to play his first career, basically minor game. Pakarainen, Pitlick. I'm going to put Gropp up here. Pitlick, Braid, Mraz, Ford, Iwanek, Williams, Jason Williams. All right, let's switch you and Iwanek. Ford, you probably got no potential. No, Ford and Mraz, you're going to switch that around. Fighting, you're not much of a guy there. Any of our guys that are scratched that we have potential for? Greg Chase. I'm not going to get into this. You worry too much about it and you end up spending way too much time. All right. And Darnell Nurse, he's considered a depth. So he's really close. We will hold on to him for a while, though. And goalie down here is Makarov. We got Brossois as well. Perfect. Okay, I think we're ready to go. We're ready to go at this point. So let us sim through the preseason. We'll see how we do against everybody. This should be... I wouldn't trade away players that you recently added so quickly. It won't help your GM rep. Yeah, I know. Teams hate it. You know, players hate being traded right away. So we traded Harding. So we won't do that again. At least every other year. Oh, 3-0 loss right off the bat to Calgary Flames. You can't do that, guys. Come on, it's preseason. There you go. And, I mean, this is the year, guys. This is the year that we actually push. I mean, we've got a great goalie in net. I'm expecting to make the playoffs. I am, too. And Brandon Prust, man. What is his discipline at? He's always in the penalties, man. There you go. Maybe he fights a lot. He might fight a lot. That might be why. So, I mean, I expect John Gibson to do big things for us this year. And I expect big... Because of that, that'll allow our top-line players like Jordan Eberle, Taylor Hall, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Jesus Christ, to actually produce. So 3-2-1 through the preseason. It's a little shaky. We'll see how things go. Continue. I mean, we really didn't change the dynamic of the team too much, if you think about it. It would be nice to add a nice second-line center, but at this point, Darren Helm would just be bridging the gap for one more year for Connor McDavid to get better. There's a loss in OT to start things off. So, I mean... You're kind of, I don't know, it's like a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, you know? Goalies. Any goalies to scout about? Let's take a look in, actually, let's go slow. Russia? No. Second round. First round there. Let's go back to defense. In the O, we got those two guys. In the Q, we scouted those guys. Those are really good. You know what? I'm going to scout forwards in the WHL because there's a couple of first rounders there. So find out some more info about them. Keep this thing going to the Buffalo game. So, I mean, yeah, like, Helm may be the problem on that line for Yakupov and Perron, because their plus-minus was absolutely terrible, and it's been terrible since the get-go. I know we're playing Helm out of his realm, but he's got such solid numbers. You know, that defense is so solid. He's pretty good at winning faceoffs. He's pretty good at offense even. So the fact that he isn't producing as much and that he's dragging everybody down is kind of surprising. I guess you really do need to make sure that you're playing guys in, you know, the spot that they're supposed to be playing in. I think that's the biggest thing for any team. There you go. So, I mean, right now, we're not seeing the production from that top line. Taylor Hall, Nugent Hopkins, and Eberle are not scoring. And we don't have that elite right winger anymore. You know, Yakupov, they just, like I said, they sandbagged the shit out of Yakupov. He's got no chance now of getting very good at all. And then Eberle's stunts at about 86, 87 overall. Like, I don't see him to go, I don't believe that he's going to go much higher than that. But right now, it looks like the second line's getting things done. You see Helm's got 8 assists and Perron with 8 goals now in that loss. So that second line is doing really well in this first month. It begs the question, like, how far behind is Taylor Hall? Because he's supposed to be our top scorer here, Taylor Hall. He's supposed to be ripping things in the twine all the time. Right now, that does not seem to be the case. A shutout, that's the first one for Gibson. Good for you, buddy. All right, so save percentage, goals against, not up there for either of those. Points, we are not up there. Wins, Gibson is close. Goals, Perron is number 2 in the league. That's not going to last. Don't worry about that. And assists, we are off by a little bit. We look at our standings. We currently sit in 3rd in our division, 2 points ahead of LA. Things are still close. We can still go another month here before we get too worried about it. That'll give us a better picture of penalty kill, power play, points for players, if we need to make any adjustments. So that's 2 shutouts in a row. And David Perron is just firing on all cylinders. And you see Nugent Hopkins in the mix there. So it leads me to believe that probably Eberle and Hall are both producing quite well. But because Perron is having such a phenomenal start to his season, they're a bit overshadowed in that sense. You know what I mean? You don't see them because Taylor Hall is 1 goal behind Perron type thing. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. You got a couple first-rounders there. What about the O? Tons of first-rounders in the O. I'm going to scout there for 6 weeks. With that many young players coming up, that is a prime location to search. Things can be a bit weaker than normal. Doesn't necessarily mean that my top pick's going to be worth nothing. It's nice now that that first-round pick actually has some value to it. And there's another loss, so I don't know what to do right now. I said 2 months. I always wait 2 months before I make any changes. And right now we are about halfway, almost halfway, Jesus Christ, almost halfway through our 2nd month. And I'm already having concerns. I said that this was going to be our year. You know, we've got great defense. We've got good goaltending. We've got good offense. Is it our second line that's killing us? It tells me no. Perron at 12 goals tells me no. You know, those are top of the league numbers right there. But we keep losing by 1 goal, and Gibson appears to be just an effing sieve at this point. Just letting shit in like crazy. This is the trade that people wanted. They wanted to see John Gibson in an Edmonton Oilers uniform. This is what everybody wanted. Is it the future? Now I'm starting to question that. There's another huge loss where Gibson is letting in a ton of goals, and you can see he doesn't even have all the wins anymore. There's a 7-4 win. We had to score 7 goals to win that game. Gibson cannot be letting in that many goals. Another 4 goals. We had to score 5 goals to win that game. You see what I mean here? Having a real problem here believing that John Gibson is the future of the Edmonton Oilers. He is not getting the job done. Not getting the job done. You know, is it at this point in time that we decide, you know, maybe John Gibson wasn't the solution? Do we need to look elsewhere for a goaltender? What do we need to do? You know, there's another win. 5 goals let in by Gibson, but because of the offense, we got it done. And another win. He let in 3 goals. He has not let in 2 or fewer goals in a game very often. So, okay, so we're through the first 2 months. 15-8-2. Our record is actually not bad. All right? I'll actually probably cut this off here before we do the review. I'll do a quick review, and then we'll go into the full review when we come back, okay? Goals against average and save percentage, absolutely not up there. Poor performance by John Gibson. All right? Gibson is tied for 2nd in the league in wins. Points, David Perron is actually 6th. Unbelievable. Goals, he's 3rd in the league behind Ovechkin and Crosby. Taylor Hall, yeah, you can see he's up there. 15 goals. So he is producing. And then Nugent Hopkins is up there for assists at 20, all right? In terms of standings, we're 3rd in our division. Got a 3-point lead on San Jose and a 6-point lead on Los Angeles, which is pretty much the bottom of the barrel right there, all right? So when we come back to the next episode, we'll be doing a full review Guys, was John Gibson the right choice? Will we know in the next month? And will we know when we hit playoffs? All right, let me know. Until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.